Hi everybody, it has been a long time, I don't know, a couple months, something like that since I put out a video, but I finally have some progress to show you. I've got some FFOs to show you, and I have a little bit of time right now, and I thought, why not? I have a puppy, and we decided to come up and do a little bit of filming. So anyway, first I have two framed pieces for you. As soon as my Michaels opened up, I decided that I needed to have two pieces framed, and I love my framer. She is wonderful and amazing, and it's funny, she knows me now, and so when I go in, she starts, you know, I show her what I've brought. She starts picking things like frames and mats and everything off of the walls and the little shelf. And it takes, you know, unfortunately not a lot of time. We get it done pretty quickly because she knows exactly what I like. And she has a really nice sense of color. So it's a nice experience. So without any sort of other, you know, ado, here's my first piece. So this is Nora Corbett's Monkshood. This is on a 28 count linen that I dyed myself, and I did a little bit of, it's basically called for colors. I did a little bit of modification to, sorry about the glare, to the face. I did stitch it over one, and I added eyes, and I made the mouth a little bit wider and more mouth shaped. But anyway, so this is, you know, I'd consider this a medium piece. I finished this a while ago, but anyway, there we go. That is FFO number 1. I have FFO number 2, which is quite a bit bigger. I don't have a lot of space. I don't have a lot of space here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hold this completely up. So this is Mirabilia, Nora Corbett, Renaissance Mermaid. So here. There we go. Can I get the whole thing in? There we go, yay! She's really, really, really pretty. And so I did a double mat on this one, and I decided to do this like cathedral cut on the mat, which I thought was appropriate, and I think she just did a really great job with how she centered this and everything. So this has been really nice. This is really heavy, and I did an ornate frame that I've used before, actually, in different colors. So those are my two FFOs, and part of the reason why I was waiting to do this video. So anyway, that's that. I have 4 WIPs to show you today that have kind of been my active WIPs. I'll start with something that is small, my smaller one. So this is an Etsy pattern. This is One Ring to Rule Them All. And I have started watching the extended edition Lord of the Rings again. I watched part 1 of Fellowship last night, and I worked on this, of course, and let's see. There we go. So this is stitched on a 28 count opal linen that I dyed myself, just gray, and this is using 1 strand of Sulky Petite. I can show it to you. That. Meant to look like flames in ash. So I enjoy stitching on it. It's really fun. And yes, it was really watching Ian McKellen read this, or, you know, say what this quote means and everything as I was stitching on it was really cool. So anyway, there's that. I also worked on Blackbird Designs Christmas Garden, which is this. And it's from their Home for the Holidays book. I am stitching this on a 48 count linen in Earthen by Picture This Plus. I'm using, I'm keeping the spirit of the colors the same, 4 shades of Gloriana, a red, a green, a gold, and a brown, but they're just a little bit brighter. They're kind of like pumped up a little bit. And here we go. So I have my goal. My goal was to finish this big motif here, which took a little while, but it's really pretty and absolutely worth it. This is stitched 1/2, by the way, so just 1 strand of Gloriana over 2 linen threads. Hey, no. No. No, you're not allowed to do that. Dogs. So anyway, I'm kind of getting to the point where, I mean, I've got a motif here. I think I can squeeze in a few things here. There's a gold sort of swirly, like long border, not really a border, but it separates the top from the bottom that I can fit in here. So at some point I will have to move this onto a bigger frame. But for now, here we go. I also worked on Tree of Hope by Mirabilia, which was my birthday start in April. And it is this one. And I am stitching this on a 32 count natural linen using all the called for colors and water lilies and etc, etc. And here we go. So I have been able to really concentrate on getting this section done, and next will be over here. It's the same, it's these colors over here, and then there are 2 more sort of big chunks of the tree. But once the top of the tree is done, like that's a good chunk of the pattern finished, and it's really pretty. When I go to the Cape, you know, about once a month or so for a little while, this is the project that has been going with me to the Cape, and it's been really fun to stitch. And then my last WIP that I have been working on is Sakura by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I'm stitching this on the called for 32 count linen, which is Memory by Picture This Plus, and here's where I'm at now. I love this piece. I love the face especially. I think it's beautiful. And I am stitching this entirely in hand using the sewing method because there are lots of blocks of color. It's going really well. I love working on this. As far as finishes go, you know, I can see this coming up real soon. And I also got a new bag because my mother makes great bags for me. So it is actually a Halloween bag that has a little bit of the like quirky, old-fashioned sort of vibe to it with, you know, bats on the inside. So this is when she was making some project bags. This is what she made for me. I picked the fabric out. So I did get a new bag. So right now I am kind of have been working on projects that are not too big. So unfortunately, like my chatelaine, Egypt garden is having a rest now. I'm not going to call it timeout, but it's resting. My Heaven and Earth design, Meeting on the Turret Stairs, is also having a rest. My Princess Eliana, same thing. And I've got lots of other kind of small starts that I just are, you know, they're just having rest right now. And I'm concentrating on these 4 WIPs. And I think my plans are by the end of the summer, so by September, I would really like to have either Tree of Hope or Sakura finished. That's my goal. It would be nice to have both of them done, but I don't think so. So one of them finished. And then, you know, Christmas garden, I'd like to have done by Christmas or at least by New Year's if, you know, I need that extra week. So I'd like to have that done by then. I'm stitching on my Lord of the Rings piece as I'm watching Lord of the Rings. If I need to start watching the Hobbit movies too, I think I'll finish it, and that could be good as well. So yeah, I'm kind of like in a WIP down mentality that I don't feel the need to start any new projects right now. I don't, you know, I'll show you my haul in a minute, which is just my fabric and thread of the month club packs. So let me show you that. So I got color and cotton. This is Ozark. It's a 32 count linen. It's a fat half. And it's this, again, you know, my lighting really grays everything out. So this looks like a kind of yucky green gray. Maybe if I take it out of the bag, it'll help. Oh, that's a little bit better. But it does have a gray undertone, but it's like this kind of sagey green. It's really pretty. So I've got, this was one of my things from Color and Cotton. I don't remember which month it was because the past couple of months are something of a blur. I switched my fabric for Color and Cotton to 40 count to a fat half. So the most recent one I got was Swiss Coffee. And this is a pretty true representation of it. And it's this like, you know, light sandy color. It's really pretty. So I got that. And then I have the bright thread pack, which again, I feel like I have one of these already, but they're really, so there's like a nice orange, there's a red, there's a green, there's a blue, and then this kind of variegated purple. So anyway, I have no idea what I'm going to do with those, but I really like stitching with the Color and Cotton linen is high quality. The Color and Cotton thread, I mean, I know they use DMC base and everything, but I don't know if they use thread conditioners or whatever their process, but they're really nice to work with, and they're really pretty colors. And I also, let's see, I got my Fiberlicious, and so this is a fat quarter of an opalescent linen in the colorway A Beautiful Day to Be Alive. Let's see, this is looking darker than it really is, but this is basically, I'm calling this a mermaid fabric because it screams mermaid. It will get a mermaid on it. And I do get their silks, which now it's in like this packaging where you can't really see the colors very well, but their silks are nice to work with. And so very summery colors. I got Sunflower, Lime Squeeze, Brilliant Violet, that's my favorite, Golden Ray, and Neon Orange. So that's my haul. I lied, I do have a little bit more haul, but strangely enough, like no patterns, because I'm not into that right now. I got another tacky bob for beading because I love beading with these. More Floss Away bags. And this was actually something I've had my eye on, and the shop where I bought this had a terrific price on it, and then he gave me a further discount. So I got a needlework box that has a nice inside where I am on the hunt for a pattern. So this is a 6x6 visible design. So I'm on the hunt for something to stitch to go in here. So that should be fun. And when I was at Needle Workshop, I did pick up my favorite beading needle, the Tulip number 10. And I picked up some Gloriana threads. This particular Needle Workshop, they do sell Dinky Dyes and Gloriana and a few things, the Soie d'Alger as well, that are suitable for cross stitching as well as needlepoint. So I ended up with Jewel Turquoise, Delphinium, Twilight, India Ink, just black, another Jewel Turquoise, Monet's Pond, the green version, Emerald Green, African Violet Dark, Blossoms, Monet's Pond, Jacaranda, just this is a dark brown, and Holiday Blue, like a sapphire. So yes, and some of these are, you know, when I get back into like my I've got a couple of other smaller things that I'm working on converting the colors, and I'm using silks, etc. So I just needed, you know, more. And in some cases, some of these colors were discounted and to a very good price. So I was like $5 a skein for Gloriana is really nice. They're 12 strands, so one skein, you know, if you're stitching with one strand on 40 count, one skein can go a really, really, really long way. And some other things that have been taking up my time, I have kind of been getting back into music. So I actually have an alto and a tenor recorder. I have a soprano too, but I don't play it because it's too high pitched. But the, you know, the alto recorders are a little bit bigger and the tenor recorders are really big, and they're hard, you know, it's hard for me to stretch my fingers to play. So I've been doing some recorder playing, and I also took out my flute for the first time in a few years, and I had it adjusted and have been practicing that. So some of my free time during the day has been doing some music practice. And yeah, so just been taking care of life stuff and getting back into stitching and trying to have a routine. And my garden, I have almost 200 plants, and most of them, about 150 of them, are fruit and veggie and a few herb plants. And lots in containers. I've got one big raised bed. I've got lots of containers. I've got some in the ground. And they're all my babies, so I am out at least twice a day, you know, watering and weeding. And in some cases, things that say they take full sun, like I guess that means when they're more mature plants take full sun, because they really, like, I have had to move them to the shade. So they're in pots, thankfully, and I actually get up and I will move them, you know, kind of in the afternoon into the shade when they've sort of had enough. And they do get plenty of water too, and we haven't had a lot of rain. Well, up until last week, haven't had a lot of rain, so I've been doing a lot of watering prior to that. And maybe I'll put a little bit of footage of my garden at the end. Anyway, I hope to come back with an update, you know, in a few weeks when I have some more progress done on my pieces and can show you a little bit more. And until then, I'm happy to see you again, and hopefully we will see each other again soon. Thank you. Bye.